Hey, another video. And this time again about my diary entries. And twice in my life I have hit rock bottom. And when you are that much in suffering, then you think that your life is not really worth fighting for. So the first time that was with anorexia, and that is when I wrote this, that something in me has to die, but maybe it's not me. My body and me, they don't fit somehow. My body, the temple of my existence, it's unloved. My extremities are often numb, devoid of blood supply, maybe because I hardly acknowledge my body is here. My head wants to live and fight, but my body is tired and wants to be taken care of. I guess it's so much deprived of love that it's dying. I can't breathe new life into myself, but maybe God can. And this is also when I decided that I wanted maybe to get baptized again. I either grant myself a rebirth with Christ or I end it myself because I no longer want to live this way. The pain will be gone when I die, but so will I. And believe me, I'm not a bad person and I really want to do what's best in life. And I had made an album, Grant Me the Permission to Live, because I don't grant it myself. And I think, especially when you're dealing with a disease like anorexia, it's very much on the outside and you can see it. And you're very much labeled for that only. But it is not just that. Your identity is not the disease. Je veux que quelqu'un me dise que je mérite la vie, car moi, je ne me l'accorde pas. Je ne veux plus être la marionnette de personne et qu'on me reconnaisse pour qui je suis vraiment. So I say, like, I want them to grant like the permission to live and to be myself because I don't want to be the marionnette of nobody. On m'appelle anorexique, mais je suis Karine, une fille qui a une grande passion pour la langue française. You know, they call me anorexic, but you know, I'm a girl that really loves the French language. Une fille créative qui aime dessiner, écrire, chanter, bricoler, etc. So a girl who is very creative and likes to draw, write, sing, and do crafts, etc. Une fille qui aime garder des enfants, jouer et rire avec eux. Une fille qui voulait tant devenir mère. So a girl that was a babysitter and loved to play with children and teach them. And I wanted to become a mom, but my mom didn't want me to become one. Une fille qui aime les animaux, comme les chiens et les chevaux, qui s'occupe d'eux avec soin. I was a big dog lover and I also loved horses. So une fille qui aime être active à l'extrême et qui pousse toujours ses limites, especially in sports. I was doing gymnastics high level and then later on in life, triathlon. I was always active. Et une fille très bonne à l'école avec d'excellentes notes. I was really good at school with very high grades. Une fille modèle modelée dont il ne voyait que le poids sur le pèse-personne. So I was like the model student and sports, and still people only saw the number on the scale. And I actually later on in 2018 when I had erythromyalgia, then right away I was in the same, so the causes of the two diseases were the same. So I got in the same environment. I'm back in the lion's den, and it's like you're being programmed to be sick or something. That was a very hard time for me, and I had to distance myself from that. So that's why I know every time my healing occurs is when I set clear boundaries and keep myself far from the toxic influences that actually make me sick. When you hit rock bottom, you know, you're suffering that much, and it's very hard to fight because you lack the strength and the support that you need to heal. And I have to do everything on my own. and all the research and trying to find answers to all my questions. And I think that's where my walk with God became very important. And that's also the reason why I have my channel, right? Because I want to share not only my experiences, and also maybe what I did in my healing journey, that someone who is sick can actually try the same things. But it's also a testimony of what God did in my life, and that everything happens for a reason. And that I'm very happy to be alive. And writing my book is a very good tool in my healing journey, because now in retrospect I see it now in the right light, also with God's eyes. And I think that makes everything, it's, your pain has purpose. It's not like useless suffering. And I think that's the most important thing, that it is worth fighting for, and don't give up. Bye.